up, guys? I'm Cassie.
I'm Sara.
And this week we're talking about, is El Chupacabra a vampire?
A blood-sucking creature allegedly the size of a small bear, sometimes with a tail, often covered in scaly skin and with a row of spines down its back, the Chupacabra has been a staple in folklore throughout Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the southwestern United States for decades. Named after the first animals they were reported to have killed and drained in 1995, the bloodthirsty creature supposedly moved on to chickens, sheep, rabbits, cats, and dogs. Hundreds of farm animals were ending up dead and bloodless, and people had no idea why. As soon as the word of the Puerto Rican farm animals broke, farmers in other countries began complaining of their own attacks. Animals in Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and the United States were all dying similarly gruesome deaths, seemingly with no explanation. Before long, word of the Chupacabra reached Benjamin Radford, an American writer and general skeptic of Chupacabra tall tales. Over the next 5 years, Radford would make it his life's work to either track down a living specimen or debunk the legend of the Chupacabra once and for all. His long journey took him across forests and farmland across South America and the southwestern United States until he finally found what he was looking for. Someone who had actually seen a Chupacabra up close and personal. Her name was Madeline Tolentino, and she'd seen the Chupacabra through a window at her home in San Juan in 1995. A bipedal creature with black eyes, reptilian skin, and spines down its back, she claimed, was responsible for the animal attacks that were becoming so commonplace in the country. She said it hopped like a kangaroo and reeked of sulfur. Other people that Radford tracked down who claimed to have seen the Chupacabra themselves corroborated her description, though some insisted the animal walked on 4 legs instead of 2. Some said it had a tail, while others disagreed, but for years his investigation went nowhere. Soon, another version of the Chupacabra, either a distant relative or an evolution, began to emerge. This version was much easier to believe. In place of the reptilian scales covering its body, the new Chupacabra had smooth, hairless skin. It walked on 4 legs and definitely had a tail. It almost looked like a dog.
So we have this creature that kind of like originated in South America, more in like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, which I didn't know South America. I just assumed.
We probably should have assumed because it's El Chupacabra, but you know, like some.
I don't know. I guess I just always think the the urban legends that we hear just originated here.
I don't think that's how it works. I
was just like, oh, it happened in the United States, but no.
Oh, good. So yeah. It was also kind of seen in the United States as well, but originated in South America. So Chupacabra actually means goat sucker.
Goat sucker.
So basically it's the goat sucker, which I think a lot of the animals that it focused on was more like goats and whatever people had around their house.
Like farm animals.
Yeah. So a bunch of people had seen it. Some like changed their stories.
Yeah.
And, like, so no one really knows, again, with legends, that's how it works. But we have it here that it kind of like has a tail,
scaly skin,
hops like a kangaroo,
spines on its back. When it says hops like a kangaroo, my mind immediately goes to Kangaroo Jack. So I'm picturing Kangaroo Jack with
all
like scaly skin and spines on his back, and I'm like, Kangaroo Jack!
Oh, good. And then it says it also reeked of sulfur, which, like, if you've ever smelled sulfur, it kind of smells like rotten eggs.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Which, okay, like...
Isn't the devil supposed to smell like sulfur?
Yeah.
So it's the devil's child.
Like, it's supposed to be, what is it, decay?
Yeah.
Decay is supposed to smell like rotten eggs or whatever.
So it's the devil's child.
We don't know what it is, because then other people said that it's actually like a smooth, hairless thing, and now I immediately think of a hairless cat.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're close.
No.
The other thing I think of, far left field. All right, when I hear the word Chupacabra, don't ask me why I get this. And small bear, you know the little things from Star Wars? The little
Chewbacca.
No, not Chewbacca. The little ones that look like little bears. That's what I think of.
I forgot what they were, but I love those.
They just like come out of in the newer like ones.
Yeah.
They just like come out of the.
They come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
They're so cute. I love
bears.
If the Chupacabra looked like that, I wouldn't be scared.
I don't know, like, why would I think that that's...
If it was a hairless cat, though, I would love it.
I would be terrified, probably pee my pants. Also, I think of, something kind of like, what's the other legend we did? The Jersey Devil?
Yeah.
I kind of think of something like that. I think it's because of Scooby-Doo. I'm pretty sure they had an episode about El Chupacabra.
Yeah, oh, probably.
Don't exactly remember what it looked like, but that's what I associate it with. Like we said, though.
We're totally wrong.
We're totally wrong, but also with legends, like, you don't know because...
It's like a game of telephone, you know?
Literally, like we said in our Jersey Devil episode, like, it starts as something and then ends up...
Oh, totally different.
So wrong. So wrong. Okay, let's see what else we got.
For years, chupacabras were only the stuff of folklore and internet conspiracy theories. Then came the bodies. In the early 2000s, in Texas and elsewhere in the southwestern United States, people started finding dead bodies resembling the chupacabra's description. Hairless, four-legged creatures with burnt-looking skin. About a dozen have turned up since then. Farmers and ranchers called the authorities, having no idea what these creatures could have been, but it turns out the answer was pretty simple. They were mostly dogs and coyotes. Benjamin Radford explained that these dogs and coyotes most likely had sarcoptic mange, which is a highly contagious skin disease fairly common in dogs, forces its sufferers to itch away at mites burrowing under the skin. The skin ultimately loses its hair and becomes abnormally thick, and the itching produces nasty-looking scabs. A hairless, almost alien-skinned dog sounds like a chupacabra. According to the BBC, it's not uncommon for a dog to bite another animal and then leave it to die, with no apparent injury besides the original bite mark. So why has the chupacabra legend stuck? Radford thinks it could have something to do with anti-U.S. sentiment in Puerto Rico. There's talk on the island of how the U.S. government conducts top-secret scientific experiments in the rainforest. To some Puerto Ricans who already feel exploited by the Americans, it isn't too much of a stretch to think the U.S. could have created a blood-sucking creature in the lab and allowed it to wreak havoc on local farmland. And what of the sightings, like Madeline Tolentino's, that don't remotely match the description of a mangy dog? Radford has an explanation for that too. In 1995, the same year Tolentino first claimed to have seen a chupacabra, Hollywood released the sci-fi horror film Species, which featured a Canadian model as the alien-human hybrid. The film was partially filmed in Puerto Rico, and Tolentino had seen it. And thanks to the newly popular internet, the legend spread like wildfire. Still, every now and then, a goat in Puerto Rico will go missing, and the town will be buzzing with those who claim to have seen the legendary chupacabra stalking its prey once again. Benjamin Radford basically confirmed that it's, just a coyote or a dog that has mange. What?
Mange.
Yeah,
so it's like, basically it's like just a disease.
Where they're like scratching off their hair and now they're hairless.
Yeah, a lot of, even I think animals like house pets can get it too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, basically that's what he says, that's what this is, which I find interesting because we didn't exactly talk about it, but I mean, we did a little bit, that these animals would like bite, or this chupacabra would bite an animal on the neck, but then its entire body would be drained of blood. Which I find interesting because I feel like just by like a simple bite mark, how would the entire body not have more blood?
Unless, I don't know, somehow that bite just like they bite it in the right spot and they bleed out.
I mean,
but I would assume there would be like a pool of
your
blood.
Entire body?
I don't know. Unless maybe it was like multiple chupacabras.
Maybe. I don't know.
And they're just like taking turns. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
Puerto Rico is like, yo, you guys are doing top secret experiments. And
I'm free in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Doing top secret experiments, and you're making these blood-sucking creatures in labs. And I'm like,
I kind of like that theory.
I do. I like that theory too. I mean, it goes along with the Area 51 shit. So, I mean, if we got that Area 51 shit, I wouldn't put it past the U.S. government to be like, yo, we're going to create Morbius.
Literally.
But, like, a dog version.
I just, like, there's so much we don't know.
Yeah. That there's not a lot of information. So it's hard to really piece together, like, what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I put up pictures of it, and you guys have seen it. What they're claiming is a chupacabra, which is basically like a coyote or dog that has like died and it's hairless. Mm-hmm. But again, like, was that the original? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what if they didn't catch the original chupacabra
and it's making babies?
Well, probably. I was gonna say hopefully. Don't know why I was gonna say that. Hopefully.
Hopefully it's making babies, keeping the legend alive.
That's not what I meant. Or like they just found this dead animal that someone conjured up thinking, oh, that's what the chupacabra is. You know what I mean? But it's not actually the chupacabra.
Or what if it's somebody, what if somebody is like, we gotta keep this legend alive, and they're
sucking the blood out of animals.
Or they're draining the blood out of the...
Alright, fair. I like the theory of sucking the blood.
The human who did this is sucking the blood out of the animal and then blaming it on the chupacabra.
But I feel like that leads us to our next theory, it being a vampire. I mean, there's crazy people out there. We talk about so many murderers who do like wild things, have like a nipple belt. And like, who's to say that someone's not draining animals to drink the blood or use it for rituals or something like that? You know what I mean? The vampire theory could be a legit thing. So
that's what I would like to believe that.
It's hard to say because with legends, again, it's like telephone. Like, we don't really know. I don't know, but like, I feel like the media and just everybody has like made the chupacabra like this big, like scary something.
To be honest, before, I always thought the chupacabra was this big, beefy...
Don't say man. Don't say man.
No, I always... Not scrawnier.
Big, beefy creature. Yeah, I get it. Like, I think that's what like the media makes you think. Like, it's some like big, gnarly creature, but in reality, it's probably just like a little dog who had mange and just got all sick.
Sorry, I just had a mini heart attack. You're not going to be able to cut that out.
No.
But I thought if my microphone went out.
Yeah, I don't know. I still like the theory of either a U.S. experiment gone wrong or
the vampire. The vampire theory all the fucking way. And if you want to see more videos like El Chupacabra, make sure you click on this video right here.
We will see you guys next